Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Facebook Live number 2. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my kindergarten screening kit. And I'm going to explain how do I use this kit, how do I give parents feedback from the data that I've gained from it, how do I build my classes, and what do I do with this data now that I have literally went through an entire kit and so much information all in one. So I'm here to make it super easy. Hey everyone, and I'm here to help you guide you through this kindergarten screening kit. But before I show you my kindergarten screening kit, I just want to make sure that you subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of the freebies. You don't want to miss any of the giveaways. There'll be tons coming. So make sure you've liked it. If you're following me on Facebook, make sure you have hit subscribe. YouTube, make sure you're following. So let's get right down to it. Now, I'm from Southwest Florida, and we have up-and-coming kindergartners. They're 4 and 5 years old, and they come to us, hey, Tiffany, and we're going to screen them so that we can prepare them for kindergarten and building those classes. So the school that I was at, we had grouping where not all the highs were together and not all the low kiddos were together. They kind of mix them up. So we use that data to build those classes so they're about even, but we also use that data, where do we start from kindergarten? There have been years where I've had to actually take 3 or 4 weeks to kind of get them slowly introduced to kindergarten, or a little bit faster pace. So this kindergarten screening kit gives you a baseline of where your kiddos are at and where you can begin your instruction in the fall. At any time you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I will be answering your questions throughout this Facebook Live. If you are watching this on the replay, no worries at all. I will answer your questions after this video as well. So thank you for joining, and let's have some fun first, because I promised you all before I did my Facebook Live that I was going to have my giveaway. Woo, woo, woo. And I promised one lucky person that they were going to be able to get anything they wanted in my store. One lucky person was going to earn one product from my store. It didn't matter if it was a bundle or anything. So you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Give me some hearts. I would love to see some hearts and thumbs up. All right, here we go. All right, this one lucky person, here we go. Ready? It is Jill Hoffman. So Jill, please make sure that you, oh, it's a little hard to see. There you go. Jill, make sure that you email me, and I will make sure to get you your awesome product, whichever one you want. So feel free to browse through. I think I have like 300 products in my store right now. Hi, Kimberly. So let's get down to it. What am I going to be testing, and where am I going to place these kindergartners at? So I build my kindergarten screening kit in a binder just because it's a little bit easier for me to, it's easy accessible. It's for me easy to flip through the pages, and it's organized. And as a teacher, we have 100 million things going at once. We have tons and tons of papers. So I like to organize my things into binders. There is a spine that you can print as well so that you can see it. And this is the part that I'm going to flip through the students. So since I'm going to flip through, I don't need to print 100 of these. I only need to have one per teacher. So I keep them inside of sleeves, looks like this, and then they're easy to flip through the pages as I'm assessing the student. And you don't have to make it front to back if you don't want to. I just kept it so it's a little bit easier to flip through and less of the clear plastic things. So this is my screening kit, and I'm going to show you how I prep it with the students. So when our kindergartners come in, they enroll. So I get a list of all the kids that are enrolled, and after I get the list, then I will print out labels. You know, teachers, we always love to label things, and I'm no exception. So I will label them, and I will print these labels 3 times. Now, here's why I'm going to print them 3 times. You want it easy, you want it fast, you want to be able to assess the students, but you don't want to overwhelm them. And remember, these are 4- and 5-year-olds. They can't sit there for very long. So the more that you can prep ahead of time for this kindergarten screening, the better it'll be. Thank you for joining, Melody. Now, I come from Southwest Florida. Hi, Katie. And we prep for these kindergarten screenings. But I want to know, before I show you, where are you guys from? Do you guys have kindergarten screenings, or is this just something that you guys are interested in, you want to learn a little bit about, maybe to prep it for next year? So let me know, where do you teach, and do you do kindergarten screenings, or is this something new that you've never heard of? This is just something that's common where I'm at, and I constantly was making these sheets, and I would assess these kids, and the parents would go, but how can I get them ready for kindergarten? So then I would go on my Teachers Pay Teachers, I'd find something, print it to kind of give to the parents. So this kindergarten screening kit has everything that you're going to need. It's going to have your handouts for your parents. It's going to have your screening kit, everything you need as a teacher, and it's going to have the handout. Seattle, ooh, so you do screen. Melody was telling me she does screen, and she actually uses this. Awesome to hear. So I'm going to print it 3 times, like I said, and then I'm going to have a folder. Each child's going to have a folder inside of my scheduled screenings. Now, I just labeled it John Smith, but you'll have the student's name here, so it's in folder, and then I will have them in ABC order. And that way I can pull them. And then as I have them pulled, we do, I don't know if you guys do it or not, but an online website where the parents sign up for the times. And so I will have scheduled screenings, and then I will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we actually screen for an entire week's worth after school. And we'll have like half days. I don't know if you guys have half days or not, but the last week of school will all be half days, and then we will screen those up and coming kindergartners. And then we'll also spend some time over the summer as well. If you're just joining me, thank you guys very much. I'm talking about my kindergarten screening kit. And please comment below, do you guys screen your kindergartners? Or is this something new that you want to learn more information about? Hey, guys! So after you have labeled the folder, inside, I will have the parent sheet and I'll have the teacher sheet. So literally the teacher will go to pick up the child in the front office, they'll grab this folder, and then they'll go to the classroom. So everything that they need, they'll already have their kit in their classroom, they'll grab the folder, and then all that information just stays inside of this folder. And then after they screen, they meet with the parent and they give them that information of where the child scored. So it's all inside of here. You don't have to waste time. I label them so they're all ready to go. Now you're probably asking, ooh, Florida too, awesome. Yep, we do a roundup as well. And we do reassess the kids because we give them all that information for the parents. There are some parents that work super hard with their kids to kind of catch them up. And after they catch them up, we reassess and see where they're at in the beginning of the year. But it gives us great data. Where am I going to start in the beginning of the year? Do I have a ton of kids that know 0 letters? Or do I have kids reading sentences now? So it helps kind of build the classroom, but it also helps where am I going to start instruction. So you'll have 2. Now I make them front to back just so it saves the paper. You'll have one that says overview. It's really important that you use the overview for the parents. So the parents will get the one that says overview, and the teacher will keep the one that says the assessment. Now, the reason why is because there's a couple extra things that the teacher needs to know. And, are they in speech coming from pre-K? Are they ESOL or the ESC? Or there's even a spot for other. Is there something else like medication-wise? Do they have an epi? We like to have this information easily accessible because once I give this paper to the parents, this will stay inside of the folder, and we will build classes based upon where they assess. And then in the beginning of the year, the teachers will get all of these folders, and so that they can start prepping. Is there a child that has a hard time seeing, and I need to make sure starting from day one that they're placed in the classroom for success. They'll be closer to the board. So this information will help build classes, but it's also going to help you as a teacher know where your students are coming. So you can already pretty much beginning, am I going to be making letter centers for these 8 students? I'm going to have these 10 students that are working on rhyming. You already have that data ready to go, and then you're ready to reassess once they get, you know, used to the classroom and the routines and the procedures, and reassess and see if they've grown. It's a great tool to see where they are, but it's also an amazing tool to see where they've grown in just a matter of a month in your classroom. Welcome, Lauren. So this is the one that, like I said, that you're going to keep as the teacher. And it has everything that you're going to assess in the kit, but it's in a shorter form so that you can flip through really easy. And like I said, I made it front to back. So reading is front to back, and then there's only one for math. So all of the math topics are going to be all in one page. So it's literally stapled, ready to go, and you can flip through pretty easy. So now that I've explained how I prep it for the student and being able to assess them, I'm going to show you how do I create this so it's super easy, fast-paced, so that you're not wasting the student's time and the parents' time, but you're also not wasting your time. You want to get as much feedback as possible in a short amount of time. So like I said, I put it in a binder, and I put them in clear sleeves. So the first thing I'm going to test is going to be the easiest, because you want them to feel successful, and that's colors. But believe it or not, I have quite a few kids that don't know, like gray, or black or brown. Sometimes they come to me not even knowing the colors. So it really gives me that background of where they're at. You have letters, lowercase and capital letters. Now I like to point, and then as they're going through, I'm writing it down on my paper, so I'm following through. It's really difficult because I've mixed them all up, but I have them in ABC order on your sheet, so you can kind of check them as they go. And then letter sounds. Now before I get to letter sounds, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to do onset and rhyme, and I'm going to do rhyming. And I'm going to break it up. So let's say I did all my letters and I've done all my letter sounds. I'm going to ask them to do a 2-step problem. And it might be simple like, hey, go get me that pen over there and the blue eraser. And I'm going to also see, can they follow 2-step directions? But it also broke up the testing. If they've scored completely low on letter sounds, I'm going to skip this sentence reading altogether. But if they're just going straight through the letter sounds and the letters and they're aware, then I'm going to move on to the sentence reading. And that gives me the feedback of where they are, high, medium, and low. So I don't want to leave the higher achieving students out either. I want to see where they're at. So if they're able to read these sentences, I'm beyond happy. Now I'm going to move on to the number assessment. And I'm going to even assess whether they know teen numbers. Now, I'm not expecting them to know teen numbers. It's amazing if they do know their teen numbers. But it's also good information to know if your high-achieving students already know the teen numbers. Counting. Now, I move on, and I usually use manipulatives. You can use erasers, Legos, or you can just go ahead and use the counters and have them count using the 10 frame, but I don't help them at all. The reason why I don't help them is because I want to see if they can do one-on-one correspondence. And what that means is, can they count without my help and move it over? Because there are some kids that can count to 100, but they can't count 20 objects correctly. So they'll move things over. They might move 3 erasers over and count 1. So that gives you feedback as well, being able to see if they can count. You have shapes, and I only do 2D shapes. And then you have positional words. Can you tell me where the pencil is underneath? Can you tell me the pencil that's next to? Can you give me the pencil that's underneath something? So you have positional words, and this is the last page that I will stop. And then I'm going to give them that paper that I've been writing on, and I cover it up, and I have them write their name, because it's super important to see, can they write their name on the line? Is it above the line? Is it below the line? Are they using a capital letter to write their name? All of that information gives me more feedback on where they are academically. And you might have some students that are really below, but as soon as they hit school and they're exposed to all this information, then they catch up super quickly. So you know where to start your instruction. It's not necessarily a negative thing, but you just need to know where to start your instruction. And you want them to be successful in the classroom. You don't want them coming super stressed out. I mean, this is kindergarten. It's the funnest grade, you know? So it's so important to know where they're coming from, their background, and all that information. Now that I've showed you how I keep it in my kit, I've showed you how I pull it, I'm going to show you a very awesome resource. And this is the parent resources. So everything that I have shown you that I've assessed, you actually have extra things that you can give to the parents. You have a worksheet and a hands-on activity that the parents can do. So they practice that hands-on activity with their child, and then you can move on and let them independently try the worksheet when they're ready for it. You get both of them on both skills, and I've also included it in color and black and white. So you can go ahead and have it copied black and white, and you can use this kit to review with your students in the beginning of the year as well. So you got double duty right there. You'll get an alphabet chart that looks like this. There's even a handwriting tracing the alphabet. And then the hands-on, you have, I printed it in black and white and color, but you have blue, I know it's a little hard to see, blue and red, so you can see which ones are vowels. So you can use this alphabet cards for going over the alphabet, or for your higher achieving students, you can actually have them cut these cards out and build words, or identifying which ones are vowels, which ones are consonants. So you have a lot of leeway on what you would like to do with these cards. But there's capital and lowercase so that they can match the cards. One of my favorite games. Beach ball, cute and round. Grab a ball and then make it sound. Now, I do this in the classroom in the beginning of the year. Hi, Jennifer. And I'll actually have little teeny tiny beach balls, and I'll have them grab the ball out of the sensory bin and tell the sound. But for the parents, you'll actually get these cards. And like I said, they come in color and black and white. So feel free to give the parents the black and white version, and you may use the color one inside of your classroom to go over. And I promised a game, but also you have a worksheet to practice once to see if they've mastered it. So here's a little beach ball, and it has alphabet sounds, and they get to write on the lines the letters. You have color cards, and you have two options. You have cards that are already colored, and you can say, pull this blue card. Okay, find something that's blue inside of your bedroom. Or you have one that's black and white. You can have them use markers and color it. You can have them use Play-Doh and have them match it. So there's so many options that you may do with these worksheets. There's also crayon cards so that they can color it. Like I said, there's games to every single skill, and there's also worksheets that go along with it. And I talked about how onset and rhyme, and there's actually puzzles that you may give to the parents that they can cut out for onset and rhyme and building the words. There's tons. There's a couple pages of them practicing their names. So if they're writing above the line or below the line, the parents can really practice. And there's a couple different versions. So you have handwriting, you have using markers, using highlighters, building them with blocks. So there's your hands-on. Syllables, having them clap out the syllables. There's a little syllable sort. So they have little cards that go along with it. And then you have the worksheet where they can color 1, 2, or 3. So there's tons of resources that you can use in your classroom. There's tons of resources that you can give to the parents so that they feel like their child's going to be successful because you're showing them all of the things like, hey, it's okay if they don't know this. No big deal. Here's some things that you can work on. I mean, really make it a positive thing. So you have rhyming cards. So I like to print them and flip them upside down and then have them pull them over and find the match. You can do, even Target has those like mini, hey guys, those mini pocket charts, and then you can put these cards inside of the pocket chart and find their rhyming. And like I said, there's also a worksheet that goes along with it. You have coloring the ones that rhyme. You have drawing a line to the word that rhymes. Tons of resources. So I'm sure you're asking, well, how do I keep all of these resources together and easily accessible? So I've screened the child, I have all the information that I need, and how am I going to give that to the parents? So I have these cards right here, and I will laminate them, cut them out, and I will put them on the side of a bin. And I will have all of the bins laid out in my classroom. So I will make copies. If I know I'm going to screen 10 kindergartners that day, I'll make sure I have 10 copies of each. And then I can pull which ones, wherever the child scored. So if they're working on rhyming words and they missed a couple, I might grab that rhyming. And it's inside a bin, easily accessible. So all I have to do is pull it out and then hand it to the parent when I meet with the parent. That's how I organize it. I mean, how would you guys organize it? Is that a good idea, or do you have any other suggestions on how maybe you would organize it? I know some of you guys will put them in sleeves. Let me know. Comment below on how you would organize it. You have positional words, even some cut and paste options with these worksheets. You have them coloring the shapes, and I even have bingo, color bingo, black and white bingo, numbers, you name it. Every single skill that I assess in this has something that they can review. So you're probably asking me, well, then what do you do for your higher achieving student? They already know their letters. They already know their numbers. Well, I will have the parents go on either certain websites, or I'm going to say, listen, I know you're reading with your child, so let's start doing some comprehension questions. And in my store, I'll leave the link down below of comprehension questions that you can ask your child as you're reading, so that it's important that you're going over, of course, your same character setting and everything, but it's also important to hit those higher achieving questions. Hey, do you remember that story we read yesterday? How is this book different than the book we just read? Asking those higher order questioning, not only identifying but analyzing. I mean, this is so important for your child to think like that, so those higher achieving students have that opportunity to keep growing. If you have any questions, please comment below on this kindergarten screening. Hey, Tanya. But before I leave, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. If you're catching me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you're catching me on Facebook Live, awesome. Please hit that like button so that you're always following, so you don't miss any freebies. I just did my giveaway. So my next giveaway is going to be a Teachers Pay Teachers, ready for it, gift card. And I'm thinking $20, $25. Comment below. What would you like to see? Yes, that's what I want to see, those hearts. So thank you for joining me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I awesome, awesome, awesome stuff for you guys planned. Hey, thank you, Tanya. So thank you guys for following along. I really enjoy it, and I will be commenting below for any comments that you have, any questions that you have, and let me know what you would like to see on my next Facebook Live. I know I was going to do my sensory bins, but don't worry, I'm going to show you them. It's just kind of hard to kind of hold my laptop and show you guys. So what would you like to see next? Is there something that maybe a math center? Is it maybe classroom management? Hey, give me some tips. So comment below on what you would like to see next. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Bye.